And next up at UFC Fight Night, Moreno taking on Kavanaugh. We've got Santiago Luna taking on Angel Pacheco. Carlos, who you got in this one?
This one, I'm going to go with Luna in this one because I feel he's going to have the wrestling advantage against Pacheco. I feel that Luna can sting Pacheco on the feet because he does have some good snap in those shots. They come out sharp, they come out pretty tight, and they come out heavy. And I do feel that, if it stays standing, Pacheco's going to give him a problem, and Luna's not going to get the finish. But if you mix in the wrestling, you mix in the takedowns, the clinch work, you know, he's gonna have to keep Pacheco guessing, and then his striking is gonna become a little bit more dangerous. His takedown is gonna become a little bit more dangerous because you're never gonna know when it's coming. One of the things that kind of bothered me was the I want to say in the PFL the guy's name is Vilson Dragoni, and he's an Albanian national team wrestler, and he had a hard time taking Pacheco down, and ultimately gave that up and stayed standing with him. And, Wilson, he can strike on the feet as well. And what I'm worried about is, well, how good is this takedown defense? Because I have seen Pacheco get taken down. I haven't seen him held down, but I have seen him get taken down. So, and it's by lesser people. So I feel that Luna's going to be able to get the takedowns. I just don't know what Pacheco does in those instances to get back to his feet that's going to be effective against somebody like Luna, who's a high-hearted wrestler, good grappler. And I feel that on the feet, I feel Luna can sting him. He can sting him, hop on him on the ground and look for the finish there. So I can see a couple different paths to victory for Luna, and I can only see one path to victory for Pacheco, and it involves going to a decision. And I don't think he's going to squeak out a decision against Luna. So I'm taking Luna to get this one done.
Yeah, I have my question marks against Luna here. Obviously, 21 years old. He's always improving at a good gym, an interim gym. But Pacheco, to me, it's just not UFC level. One of these New England cartel guys that isn't the more well-known entity. I have my question marks. All of his victories come against very low-level or losing record guys. And like Carlos mentioned, there is a skill set there, but I do think that Luna is the better, well-rounded fighter. Four-time national team of Mexico wrestling member, or champion, excuse me. Luna is a guy that on the feet does carry power. We saw that in the Quang Lee fight. I don't necessarily like his striking. I do think that at some point he's going to run into some speed bumps here in the UFC. I just don't think it's going to be Pacheco here. I think if he wants to take this fight to the ground and mix in his wrestling, he can. I think on the feet, he's definitely going to have the harder hitting, more powerful strikes. And I do think realistically that Luna does have holes in his striking, but I just don't think Pacheco's a guy that can really exploit it. He's not UFC level. I think he comes in here and I think ultimately he takes a lot of damage and ends up getting finished. I don't necessarily think the altitude's going to play too much of a factor here for Luna if he wants to wrestle. I do think Pacheco is going to be able to defend some of the takedowns, but I think Luna might fall in love with the hands and ultimately find another knockout here against Pacheco as we did in the Quang Lee fight. So give me Santiago Luna here to make it 2-2 inside the UFC by knockout.